Chicago Bears. And today we're going to be grading the front office and coaching staff for what they did in 2022-23 season. We'll get into all that and more right after this.
Now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
All right, family, we in the building, man. We're going to start at the top. Let's go ahead. Ryan Poles. Now, CDubb in one of our earlier episodes said we're going to find out if Ryan Poles was a genius or a jackass. So we're going to go ahead and grade his season so far and the deals and things that he made. A lot. Ryan Poles did a lot this season. I think sometimes it can go overlooked. Trading away a lot of the veterans, clearing some of the dead cap on the space, drafting, even getting undrafted free agents, making trades in the middle of the season, and starting to make the move towards building that team around Justin Fields. What letter grade are you guys giving Ryan Poles for what he did this season?
Woo, Ryan Poles. This is a touchy subject for me. Ryan Poles in the beginning of the draft, he threw me for a loop. I really didn't like him at first. I wanted some help for Justin Fields, but he said, I'm doing it my way. We going defense. And he got two defensive players right away. And then I came up with that saying, is he going to be an idiot or a genius? And I ain't ready to answer that yet. I'm just going to give him a C+ just on the fact that he drafted Jack Sanborn undrafted. He got him. I think Jaquan Brisker is going to be a pro for us for at least a decade. Kyler Gordon is going to be a fantastic player. He did a great job there. And I won't forget Dominique Robinson. He definitely will have a role on his team. All that to be said, what's going to determine his overall grade is this offseason right here, the biggest offseason in Chicago Bears history. So I'm just going to leave him in the middle at C+.
Okay. Ooh, my boy came out firing. Me, I'm gonna give him a B. It was a lot of cap stuff that was going on, older players that was still on the team and on the books. He cleared that. He found some talent, go ahead, and I believe some young players on the defensive end, on the defensive side. And then, all the players that for pretty much, if you're looking at his draft class, everybody was pretty solid. We had some ups and downs with players here and there. But if you're looking at it, Braxton Jones, you can't forget him, a fifth rounder coming in. Boom. Then you get somebody that's undrafted. And Jalen Jones, the other rookie cornerback, he was undrafted. And then Sanborn was undrafted. So to me, he know how to evaluate talent. And then, the season trade moves that he made, I believe that should grant him a B. And I ain't going up into an A+, or A, or none of that until I'm with you on. We got to see what the offseason look like. You got everything, bro, on the table to make it right.
For sure. I mean, he got everything at his disposal. Number one overall pick, the most cap space in NFL. But looking at the way that I am trying to judge Justin Fields is that the first year of any GM is to kind of, unless you inherit a good situation, you have to clean up the mess of the previous regime. And Ryan Poles did that excellently. I know that, trading away some of the players, like I was attached to some of the players because they had wore my uniform, and some of the moves initially, I'm like, hey man, what you doing? But really looking at the long term of it, even the Roquan Smith trade, I know Roquan went out and got his money. Shout out to Roquan for that. But we literally replaced him with an undrafted rookie that came in and gave the exact same production and better in some ways. So every deal that he made ended up so far looking like it worked out for the Chicago Bears, and that I have to give you a good grade for that alone. Then you look at this draft class: Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker, Braxton Jones, all starters for us this season, right? Dominique Robinson showed some flashes in the season. Velus Jones showed some flashes in the latter half of the season. Still need to see if that's going to become more of a clearer picture for him. And then you look at the undrafted rookie, Jack Sanborn. I can't give a man nothing less than a B-, bro. Nothing less than a B-, man. He came in and he did what needed to be done, reset the organization. And then we also have to look at him. We'll judge the coaches on their own, but the coaching staff that he brought in, he made the decision on Matt Eberflus, right? He brought in Ian Cunningham, who's like one of the most sought after assistant GMs in the NFL, who decided to come back. It just seems like everything that Ryan Poles decided to do in the long term and the short term has worked out for the most part. Now, it didn't translate to wins. If we would have got more wins than expected, this grade would have been even higher. But B- for sure. Now, this upcoming, you have to get an A this offseason. He gets anything less than an A- this offseason. We go,
man,
this
Bro,
this
we
time
on him.
next year I'm gonna be lighting them up. But
We
so
going to
far, I
Hallis
gotta give
Hall.
the man a B. Gotta give the B man. Gotta give the man a B minus.
No,
All right,
bro.
so let's go.
I'm
Let's
with
go
it.
to one of his first hires, the head coach next, Matt Eberflus. What grade do you guys give Matt Eberflus?
I like Matt Eberflus. I like his energy. I like his positive vibe when he come into the media, when what he shows to the public. Even though they had a horrible season, if you look at paper, but it really wasn't horrible to us. It was all really about development and the process of Justin Fields this season. I think he did a pretty good job. I think he had a tough job. He had some veterans come out leave the team. He had some new pieces coming to the team, trying to involve them. He's a new coach to this team, so he had to implement a new offensive scheme, new defensive scheme. I'm going to be pretty light on Matt Eberflus and give him a B+. I do like if you even want to go down to the really precise thing as his challenging plays throughout the season. I think he's a pretty much team guy. He's going to coach for his team and about his team, all in the efforts to winning. So I like this. I like this guy, Matt Eberflus. So it's going to be very interesting in the future with Matt Eberflus and his team.
Bro.
Right.
So I'm gonna go a B with him as well. I believe that the hits principle is something that can definitely be a positive moving forward. I believe we've seen some flashes of that during the season because in a lot of games, the Bears really were competing. And if the game, got ugly, they still came out and fought to the end. And
Absolutely.
then I give him credit for that. And then you also, his leadership affected Justin Fields, in my opinion, because in one of the later games of the season, Claypool was getting mad, and Justin Fields pulled him to the side, said, "That ain't gonna help nobody. You need to chill." And that's the player. That's him. And I gotta give credit, to the leadership of Matt Eberflus and that. And then the last point is the man came out with extra time and showed you what he can probably do. You know what I'm saying? With extra time given, and smacked the Patriots, bro, and smacked them dominantly. They dominated that game. When we had Matt Nagy, oh my God, I don't even want to talk about him. But it's like they never even did anything over the bye weeks with him. But shout out to Eberflus for being prepared. So
I almost forgot about that.
Bro.
Yeah.
My guy, he's back.
Virginia McCaskey trying to get me up out of Matt Eberflus, for me, you look at changing the culture, when you look at like him even putting some of the young guys in a position to win their positions, so win starting positions. Like he trusted, he empowered the young guys, he put them out there, he let them go through the growing pains. There's some coaches that would have pulled Velus Jones and he wouldn't have got many snaps towards the back end of the season. Matt Eberflus allowed him to work through it, stayed confident in these players. It seems like the coach there is one that everybody buys into. And even to Bobby's point of him saying, like, Justin Fields pulling Chase Claypool aside and just being like, "Hey man, listen, this is the Bears. You got to. There's a certain way we do business around here. We didn't have that before." And I just hope with Matt Eberflus overall, it doesn't, like, because we were all high on Matt Nagy that first year, and then it went down every year after that. So maybe I'm a little bit scarred and jaded by that, but like Matt, just what he came into, and even listening to the guy talk and just everything, like, so high on Matt Eberflus. Now I'm gonna say this. I like what he did, but the coordinators are going to get tough grades for me. And some of that got to be in Matt Eberflus because he did pick them. He empowered them, especially on the defensive end. I do like the hits principle and what that's going to do overall for this team over the course of his tenure here being the Chicago Bears head coach. But listen, I said a lot of positive stuff, but just because of my own disgruntlement with the defensive coordinator and some of what Luke Getsy did, he gets a C+ for me.
That's fair. Okay. That's fair though. Yeah. That's really fair though. If we keep it being honest, that's fair.
So I mean, let's get into the next. Alan Williams, the defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears. Man, what's y'all? I'm gonna go first on this one.
Go ahead.
It's a D, bro. It's a D. I'm sorry, man. And I get it. We didn't have the best talent. We traded away most of our veterans, man. But like the back half of the season, that defense, man, bro. And I feel like they were playing off raw skill out there. Like the scheme, I understand we adjusted in the second half better, but man, I'm not high on Alan Williams at all. I hope with a better overall front seven, if we have it next season, he shows me a little bit more that dude gets a D+ for me, bro. I'm not a fan of Allen Williams at all, bro.
Hey, man. I got a ride with my man Haize. I'm a second that emotion. It's basically damn, man. The defense looked good in the early part of the season, man.
Yeah.
The defensive backfield was one of the best in the game the earliest couple of weeks of the season.
Yeah.
But they fell off, man. And then what did we see at the end of the season? A lot of misassignments. That's more in the fact, it's on the individual, but that's more on coaching to me. Why can't the defensive coordinator get their players in the right spot at least? Get them coached up in the right spot at least. You know what I'm saying? I know we was not the most heavily talented team out there, but why they can't be in the tackling? We wasn't using a lot of fundamentals out there. That's in coaching too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Allen Williams. I'm gonna just go with a solid D.
Solid
D
okay.
for Allen Williams, bro. And that hurts my
tough.
heart. That's another brother, bro.
That's tough. That's tough. Bobby,
I'm going with it. We gonna lock it in at 3. I mean, bro, getting a D is simply because, bro, I believe that, like Unc said, you started off well with the defensive scheme, but I also believe that even early on, a lot of the time in the beginning of the game, he was like, "What are we doing?" Then he went out and made adjustments. But my thing is, what is the game plan going in? What part of that are you trying to do? Because a lot of the times when the Bears early in the season, they had to make comebacks most of those games and fight back and claw back. So what are you going to do so you can help the team get an early jump on the team next year? But for this, it just wasn't good enough. I know the talent wasn't all there, but you could definitely show something good. Is it anything that we can point to other than the defensive backfield holding it down for most of the season? Other than that,
that's really it.
So D,
yeah,
non-existent.
Yeah, man. All right, moving on. Offensive coordinator Luke Getsy. What are you guys giving? I'm not gonna lie, this was a difficult grade to give because the flashes of the offense being opened up look great, right? But I wonder how much of that was harping by the offensive line. That they just couldn't get as creative in the passing game as what they wanted to.
Right.
Then we lost Khalil Herbert for so long. We were out without David Montgomery for a little while too. So I just wonder how much of that played into it. But like the flashes that we saw, the little glimpses that we saw of what this offense could look like when it's firing on all cylinders left me with so much hope for what next season can be if we improve the offensive line, do some other things, give Justin Fields more weapons. But I'll tell you what, there are some times, and I'm going to ignore the last 4 games of the season because I think they were clearly in tank mode. They weren't motivated to win at that point. So I'm looking at the rest of the 13 games of this season and looking at what the offense did. It was a very mixed bag. Bro, I'm trying not to hold it against him that the offensive line was terrible, but at the same time, some of those play calls reminded me of Matt Nagy, and for that alone, I got to give you a C-, bro. I almost gave him a D2, but I got to because the glimpses were so great, and once they started working in design runs for Justin Fields and taking things that he saw other teams do, like taking stuff from the Ravens with Lamar Jackson and stuff like that, the offense looked so dynamic. So it kept him from getting a D, but he gets a C- from me.
Oh man. I'm gonna agree with that grade there. But I have a deeper problem with Luke Getsy. In the beginning of the season, just like you said, that was reminded. We was like, that reminds me of something. That we seen these in the last couple of years. That's Matt Nagy. Absolutely. That reminded us of Matt Nagy's play calling was in question. 2, and this is the main reason why I'm going to give him a pretty underwhelming grade here. It took him too long to decide to figure out what Justin Fields was. He tried to call calls for Justin Fields like he was a typical drop back quarterback. And that didn't end up well for the Chicago Bulls that had Justin Fields on people were starting to call him a bust. He can't pass. He can't do this. No, you're not running the offense like the way that you should run an offensive quarterback with his set of skills. I think it was the New England game or something like that. No, it was the bye week. We sat back and we talked about it, and we had to. Why did it take that long? I didn't get why it took that long. And still, also, I want to say at the end of the season, it did have a couple, even though they probably was like throwing the games. Them calls still look like Matt Nagy calls, and it just irks me. So I'm gonna just keep with the C- like my man Haize, bro.
Okay.
Luke Getsy, you still on the fringe with me, bro. I don't know about you, bro. Just your face sometimes.
Yeah,
Luke Getsy does have a very punchable face. I'm not gonna
ignorant. It's gonna be a C for me though. Definitely was average. Definitely got a lot, question out there. I believe that as an offensive coordinator with a young QB, there are situations that you want to see how capable your quarterback is of accomplishing something. Because for me, going in when it comes to coaching, I would have had a checklist. We on 3rd and 15. Let me call this play. Let me see what Justin Fields can do. All right, we in the red zone. We got Cole Kmet out wide to the right. He got 1-on-1. Let me see if Justin Fields can make a back shoulder throw or put it up high enough to where Cole Kmet can make the play.
I mean, he probably would hit it off of offensive lineman's shoulder pads, but
Yeah, I get that too. But you know what I'm saying? I understand that, but you got to see if the guy can start checking off boxes. And at the end of the day, I believe that in certain points of games going down the stretch, he was just like, hey, Justin Fields, just take off and run. And a lot of the times it was spectacular plays, and all you hear CDubb, he's still running.
Justin Fields is amazing. That's my favorite call. Bro, that's my favorite call that you did all season.
Bro. But at the end of the day, it's still much left on the table, man. So a C for me.
Let me ask you this. So one of the biggest questions that I have that I'm looking at Justin Fields is hopefully that we have a better offensive line so that we can evaluate him as a passer. We already know he's a playmaker, but evaluate him as a passer next season. What are some of the biggest questions ahead for the offense? I know it's hard to answer that question because we don't know what improvements and other weapons we have right now. What are some of the things that you're going to be looking out for next season when it starts with the offense?
For me, it's right off the bat. For me, it's going to be the short to intermediate game. We really didn't see a lot of slants in there. And then we know Justin Fields definitely has to get better with that check down pass with the kind of like the rollout with the running backs. He got to get better with screen passes and all that, the quick game. So that's going to be something I'm definitely going to be looking for. We know he can hit the deep ball, but we need to see him be able to hit the quick game, quick slants, things like that, drag routes, curl routes, hitches. You ain't see a lot of that.
That's a fact.
And I'm going to second that with nephew. I think he's fantastic when it comes to the splash plays down the field with his arms, the deep in routes, the deep posts, the long bombs and stuff like that. But when it comes to the layups, he struggles with the layups, like the swing passes to the running backs, like the screen passes. Sometimes it seems tough to him. They hit the dirt sometimes. Like he needs to get his fundamentals set and get the layups, man, first, and then all the rest of that stuff will come. But I'm not worried about Justin Fields. I'm worried about Luke Getsy, and is he gonna put him in a position to succeed? Because I know this guy is gonna be a hard worker, and he's doing everything that he can to be successful in this year and for his team, and he just want to be the best quarterback in the league. That's what I think he is.
That's fair.
Bro.
Bobby, did you go?
I went.
What do you want to see from the office? Okay.
Yeah, I went.
So we got to. I know we were reviewing the coaching staff. We reviewed the front office. We got another thing that we need to review, and I didn't tell you guys about this because we about to put my boy in the spot. A member of our team decided to start live calling games, which is a fundamental part of a Bears experience is seeing CDubb call the game. Bobby, what grade you giving CDubb on his live calling skills this season?
For the first
gravy on the curve, nigga.
For the first season. Bro, that's A+. It's how is the game? We be in the Dallas game. I think we was down like 20. We still lit on the chat. We still lit on the live, bro. It wasn't much. The man was calling for Peterman, Nathan Peterman, and he was a stinker out there. And then they put Boyle in, and it was still lit. Nah, bro, gotta go A+, especially with the one we just made up. Justin Fields is still running. He's still running.
Justin Fields is amazing.
That's crazy, man.
Baby having the whole shock attack,
bro. First of all, my guy CDubb, man. Like I like giving people their flowers, bro. And like CDubb, all jokes aside, like there was 3 games towards the back end of that season where I just turned the fucking commentary off. I was like, I'm finna let CDubb. CDubb is grown so much as a live caller, bro. And I remember the first time he did the live call, literally after we ended it, before we started the post game, he was like, I'm gonna get better, y'all. And he was good then, but CDubb has taken it a step up every single game. If y'all not watching my dude call these games, man, both the Bulls and the Bears, you missing out on a hell of an experience, man. That dude dope. So there you go. CDubb got to get an A+ from me.
You lucky I ain't soft, man. I ain't soft. right now, man.
I know you wasn't expecting it. I had to put you on the spot, brother.
Damn, man. Hey, man, championship games. Championship game.
Yeah. CDubb will be calling. He'll be calling the AFC Championship game, the NFC Championship game, and you calling Super Bowl too, right?
Super Bowl too, baby.
Oh man, it's gonna be lit.
It's gonna be lit.
I'm gonna let you know right now. There's no way I'm joining the Super Bowl live call because I'm not even. Don't worry about it. Don't ask. Don't even text me. Be like, "Where's Haize? Is Haize?" No, I'm not because I'm telling you. But the pregame, I'm gonna be drunk before the kickoff happens, bro. Like you ain't gotta worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I'm not even finna front on you. I'm not even like, don't even worry about it.
He gonna be here in
margaritas,
spirit.
Beer, all that shit's fun. Matter of fact, if I get on the live call, just close out my camera, bro. Don't even allow me to come in, bro, because I'm letting you know right now.
We gonna have the little blurry lives from the
It's about to be real messed up in here. Matter of fact, just take a picture and just post of me just being like this in the live call.
No, not.
But before we go as well, first of all, I want to shout out some people in the chat. For some reason, Restream isn't pulling up. I had to pull it up on YouTube. My dad's in the building. The Ultimate Rage is in the building. Emiliano's in the building. Mark K's here. Smear 60's in the building. Nano, who's a 30, he's in the building for sure. We got Joker, Jay Capone, Steve-O. Listen, and the big homies in the building. Everybody's in here, bro. So first of all, we want to thank you guys for our first year of this channel and our first season of being the channel around. Matter of fact, somebody left a comment saying we became their go-to place. I want to read it exactly. Jordan Murray says, y'all men really stood tall on being my go-to for Bears content, which is extremely hard. Gotta be the truth. Appreciate that, man. Like we would be 3 assholes sitting here talking with mics if it wasn't for you guys, man. You guys help this channel grow. You guys are what makes this channel special, man. And for a first season, we're not done. We're not going nowhere. You're still gonna get the daily content, but we just want to take this time out, man, and thank you guys for the growth of this channel. It's been crazy, man, and we just appreciate you guys so much.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all.
Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all stay in tune, man, because it only get better from here. It only get better from here because we gonna be better next year. So we gonna be lit
down.
We gonna be lit.
That shit crazy, man. Be tuned in this offseason. We'll be live streaming the draft. Like, I don't know if it's hard to live stream free agency. We'll just be trying to get videos out in free agency. You can't really live stream free agency.
No, you can't.
Bro. No, you can't live stream free agency. So yeah, be on the lookout for that, man. We just appreciate you guys so much. But unless you guys got anything else, man, that's it.
Hey, man, it's lit, man. Y'all stay in tune, man. We finna get to these championship games. Patrick Mahomes hurt, but you know he still got it all the way to the Super Bowl. We gonna see.
I need San Francisco get a win tonight because listen, my cousin is a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Oh Lord.
And I need to be able to call him and be like, how about them boys, bro?
Hey, you should call them like, hey, you okay? Because they be real emotional, the Dallas Cowboys.
Bro,
like you good, bro?
Different, bro. Them motherfuckers be so confident, like every year y'all team don't choke. Like
hey, watch they be winning by 21 by halftime and still lose the game.
Lose by 7.
That's how Dallas lose.
Ignorant.
That's crazy, man. But that's it, bro. Bobby, go ahead and send us home, brother.
All right, y'all, go ahead and head over to Shy Bulls Podcast. Hit that subscribe button if you want more Bulls content from me and CDubb. My guy do live calls over there. And shout out to the people that's been rocking with this channel, Shy Bulls Podcast, Chicago Bulls Central, helping my mans get that 10K. Shout out to y'all, man. Just keep doing what y'all doing, being great, and we gonna keep this family thing rolling, bro.
Absolutely. Y'all make sure y'all tune in so we can afford to get CDubb an actual podcast room so he's not blocking off the living room in his background. You know, we see the AC unit, bro. We see it. We love you anyway, though, bro.
You ain't never put me on my ass about my AC unit. That motherfucker blow, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Blow.
Y'all remember in the summer when we was doing it in CDubb? Every time by the 15-minute mark, that man's head was sweating, bro.
No, he didn't bring that up. Bro, I had to turn that joint off when I did bro, I was doing like this, bro.
Oh man, that's funny, bro. Oh man, but we love you guys, man. Make sure you follow the show at Shy Bears Central, man. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. By the way, I don't know if I don't do a good job of promoting this. We also have a podcast. It's a podcast size. Subscribe to the podcast. If you can't ever make the lives, can't ever catch the video, you want to listen to us on the go, we are also a podcast, Chicago Bears Central. We're the only one with that name on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. We on Pandora. We everywhere, bro. Anywhere. If you want to listen to us, we there. So make sure you guys subscribe to that as well. If you want to leave any things for the voicemail, the mailbag episodes, 773-242-9336. But that's it. We the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. And today we out, y'all. Peace.